Today I'll be talking about this awesome movie I just saw. It took me like about 3 years, 2 years and a half to see this movie. I would say because it was pretty pricey. I was hoping to see it online at least on YouTube, but this movie for some reason it never got a Region One release. Not even a Bonsai Media release. And I waited long, and I think it's been long enough. And I decided to spend the pricey money on it, close to $30 for a standalone DVD. But I hear too many good reviews for it, and I think you know what? It's because of all those good reviews I heard about it. I decided, you know what? Take the gamble. It's called Macabre. This is an Indonesian or Asian horror movie. Not your typical Asian horror, not like the ghosts, creepy spiritual moments. This is a straight up slasher horror torture movie. If you're a fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like Leatherface, you definitely will be into this because it's pretty much it's a ripoff of that. But I just like it in general. I mean, just see have an Asian take on it. It's kind of fresh to me, in my opinion. Um, Macabre. It starts out with these group of friends getting out of the club. They had an altercation with some members of the club, so they got out of the club. They were about to drive. They picked up this lady who said she was abducted. A lot of people say, let's call a cab. They don't want to pick her up because, we can't pick strangers up. But the woman that was pregnant in the car was like, we got to pick her up. We can't leave her out in the rain. So they pick her up. They drive her to a house. The lady asked them to come to the house. If you've been abducted, you should be like crying or some shit. But she had like these evil smoke in her face a little bit. But, the people, the friends around the car, like, okay, let's go in the house. The girl brought her mother over, which is this lady right here, and mother's like introducing herself, saying that can you stay with us, just let me give you something to eat, rest here. Of course, the group of friends are like they want to leave, but they're like, okay, we can't disrespect this family. They were so nice. We helped their daughter out. They're being nice to us. Let's stay. Okay, so they decided to stay. The husband and wife went upstairs to rest. The mother said you could rest upstairs because the pregnant lady was kind of tired. So the group of friends have dinner with this family, which is the mother, the daughter they picked up from the car, this fat son, and this guy named Adam, which is another son. Now, I don't know if it's officially her kids or what, it is mentioned, but the best way to describe this story is, like I say, it's pretty much like Texas Chainsaw. It's like a cannibalistic family, but at the same time, it's like I think they has like a twist that they pretty much like they have like powerful, like they're strong, like the son and the mother, like they're very strong, like they're unstoppable, like Michael Myers unstoppable. So I guess when you eat flesh, they become very powerful. But when you see this like scenes in back of the picture that like when the picture was taken, and like they have long life, like they're immortal, like by eating flesh, I guess. You know, um, that's one of the weaknesses in this movie is that you want a little bit more explanation about how they become immortal. But I guess it's with the human flesh they sacrifice. That's how they become strong and live forever. Anyway, the group of friends that were eating dinner, they got spiked. One got spiked. They took him down in the basement. Um, One of the guy was left on the table for the daughter because the daughter, I think she had a crush on the guy, and the daughter was trying to hit on the guy, and the guy was like, he wasn't interested in her, and then he wants the girl that he's in love with, La Dahlia, I think her name was, that was in the basement with the other friends. And the daughter went crazy, started slashing the guy up, and then when the guy beat her up, he ready to take the knife. The other brother, Adam, came to the scene, and he pretty much broke his bones and beat him up. And the two members of I mean, the two members of the friend, the husband and wife, the pregnant woman, went downstairs and saw that, and they ran back upstairs and pretty much locked themselves in the room, like And well, while that was going on, they brought the guy down the basement. They had his arms broken from the older brother, and he was about to be executed by the big brother, the fat one, and they chainsaw his head. He chainsaw his head. His got chopped off. The three friends were tied up. They were screaming and shit. And then the woman was next. She was able to loosen up and got loose from the ropes, while the big guy was distracted by the other guy, called him a fat kid, like a fat boy and fat bitch, something like that. And he comes in and kicked the guy in the face. When he comes in, the woman stabbed him, and then that's when her and the other two friends escape, went to the woods. The daughter pulls out a crossbow and arrow and shoot them, and then the mother took the arrow and shoot them out. And they had to sit out in the woods while the mother, kind of tied up the husband, forcing the woman to come out. But the woman got pregnant. She has a son, and pretty much later on, she comes out the house, out the door, excuse me, and then walks through, taking care of her husband a little bit, while sneakily the mother kidnaps the baby, and then walk to another room while the other mother, the mother that was pregnant, got out and tried to get her kid back, while the other kids, one died because Adam killed the other guy in the forest. The other guy was about to escape, got hit by a car, and the woman pretty much got captured. And then actually the woman did not get captured. She ran back into the house, and then when she saw what was going on, when mother killed the end of the villain killed the mother of the child with a hairpin. The husband ended up beating the shit out of her, and the girl that survived was watching it, and she got captured again behind her with a gouge bag with the big fat brother trying to molest her, and the other guy that got hit by a car was brought back from the police officer unit and brought back into the house. And then when it went to the house, they want to check the house up. And guess what? The police officers being dead in this movie too. So there's more people for his family to kill. But there's so much going on. I mean, I don't want to ruin too many moments for you guys, but it's just, let's just say a lot of people die in this movie. More people die like the cops. It's very bloody and gory. There's also a scene in this movie before the woman got pregnant. She was calling for help in the window. There was these two people in the car, a man and a woman, and it looked like not only the family deal with cannibalism, it also looked like they deal with selling body parts too, don't cutting up people's body parts and selling them to the highest bidder, because a woman and a guy came in and look at these files, and they pick up these frozen chests, like ice with liver or heart or something maybe, and I guess this family was dealing with dead bodies, they donating like eyes, and because liver and heart is very a high price, a lot of money in the market, so yeah, so it's two stories in one with this family, like cannibalism and mortality, and dealing with people's body parts to other selling their body parts. So yeah, it's pretty much that's going on also. But you see that in one scene, and you see the guy. You'll see one of the scenes where he was killing the guy with a chainsaw in the head, taking pictures, and having them on file. One of the police officers came across this camera film and rolled the film, seeing the mother teaching her kids how to kill when they were like little kids, teaching how to kill this dead body, kill this body, and yeah, I mean, the action scenes was awesome in this movie. The blood and gore was awesome in this movie. The soundtrack was awesome in this movie, especially when the evil family members start dying, and especially when the daughter died from the cop, and the mother got so pissed off that she let her hair loose. Like, her hair was really loose because of the rain. And then you see a chainsaw scene at the end versus samurai sword at the end. I mean, it's a classic battle fight scene. The movie does have a good ending, but also it opens the way for a sequel. This movie been out since 2009, I guess, and this is actually a Canadian uncut version of the DVD, which I found on moviecensorship.com. But yeah, I mean, it really shows you the scene right here, chainsaw versus samurai, chainsaw versus samurai sword fight scene right here. So yeah, so it's only right there in the cover, and there's no special features on this, but it is English subtitle, of course. See, it's a simple, It did cost me like close to $30. I say $28. But like I said, I mean, I waited too long for this movie, and actually, it was worth the money after all. But I mean, if you can find it cheaper, I wish you guys good luck, But this movie does not disappoint me. I was surprised it was really good as I expected it to be. Definitely paid homage to Chainsaw and movies like Hostel or any torture genre movie